Hey, and welcome to Hidden Grove. We're going to take a walk around the property today and see what kind of berries we can find. We have cultivated quite a few different varieties, but there might be even more growing wild out here. And the big benefit of that is we never had to buy the plants, plant them, mulch them, weed them, any of that stuff. So it's pretty nice to pick wild plants. Let's take a look out here. I'm down here in our little blueberry patch. It's quite a ways from our house. Put in about 100 and most of them died due to a drought the next year. We kind of forgot about them because we just had so much going on. We were building infrastructure and planting way too many things at the same time because we're excited we just got the land. They are caged because the deer pressure has been so heavy, and that was a good way to keep them alive. You can see they're just starting to come ripe, and these are just loaded with berries. Getting our pick on right now. A cool thing about blueberry plants is that once they get established, they actually start to spread by the root. And then what you can do is lift this up and follow it. See how it's going back towards the mother. So you can lift this up a little ways, get some roots on it, cut it off before you get back to the main stalk. And then you have just a little plant here that you can replant. So it's pretty sweet. We're probably gonna have to propagate these soon. It's really putting on berries good, so it'd also be a real strong mother to take from. I feel like it's got good structure. So I pulled up some weeds. We got some major mycelium popping off here. It's just all over these old wood chips, which means it's improving the soil and helping all the plants get what they need. And this soil is exchanging nutrients better because it's there, which is pretty sweet. Now that we've taken care of these blueberries and picked them, we're gonna ramble on and see what kind of wild berries we can find out here. Probably some black raspberries. So we've reached the brambles over here where the black raspberries are growing. I'll give you an idea kind of what's going on. As you can see, this is just kind of like a wild, unkept area. It's right down by the creek, and as you get in there, you see like the thorny stuff here are first year canes. They're gonna produce fruit next year. And then this is a second year cane. And they produced pretty big this year. These are sometimes called button caps or black raspberries. Super delicious. We had a lot of rain this spring, so they did really well. Let me see. They're just all up in here. Prime for the picking. But yeah, they do have thorns. So you just gotta be careful back in here. And this right here is actually wild grape. It's climbing up into this willow, which is doing quite well here too. And look at that, mulberry. It's not in. So yeah, this is like its own little food forest near the creek. We're here at the mulberry tree, one of the many, but this is the biggest one that we have on property. And they were really going off about a week or so ago, but we'll check and see if there's any left. And it still has some berries, but the dark ones, the ones that are ripe. Here's another mulberry tree here. That's actually a male. Doesn't produce berries at all. It's like a bigger leaf, and it must just pollinate the females. I'm not 100% sure how that works, but I noticed that a lot of these mulberry trees don't have fruit. Another berry for you here is a gooseberry. And like most berries around here, they are delicious, but there are thorns. Very sharp thorns. But yeah, these are great. These also kind of grow along fences and in brambles and what have you. Get some more black raspberries. Oh wow, popping off. Not sure what these are. They're not edible as far as I know. You see the birds going nuts for them though, so it's good to have stuff for the birds too. So sorry about that. We made it to the elderberries. These things are peppered all across the property. They're also wild and extremely medicinal. Usually these berries are done by now, but it's kind of cool because I get to show you the flower too. And this is edible. It's just starting to make berries. The green ones are berries and they turn like a dark, dark purple. As you can tell, it's kind of taken over this little area. Some wild grapes hanging out with it. But yeah, these are the leaves. Kind of has a similar pattern to like the leaf pattern as like a walnut or something, but much different branching pattern. Much shorter, you know, just more of a shrub or a bush-like tree. But the cool thing about elderberry is it is the only plant out there that is antiviral. And it is the only medicine that exists. Humans have not been able to make medicine that is antiviral. We have vaccines, yeah, don't get me wrong, but that's not a medicine. That's just a small dose of what's gonna make you sick so you can get stronger. Where elderberry is known as the queen of the herbs because it is actually antiviral. So you can make a syrup with it. We dry the berries as well and then use them in tea. This is kind of a preventative over the winter months. But if you start to get sick and you drink a whole lot of this, or you drink a whole lot of the tea with this in it, if it's a virus and you're consistent with using this, it's gone. I mean, it's amazing. Like, this is one of the best kept secrets of the herbal medicine cabinet. I mean, there's a lot I don't know about herbal medicine still. There's so much out there to cover. But this has definitely been an eye-opener for us. And it's just starting to rain. Just a nice little sprinkle. It's been such a hot day. It's like 85 degrees right now or something, and it's like 6:30. But this feels really nice. It's gonna be raining blackberries for too long. We have 4 rows here. They're all 75 feet long. This row is completely planted. This is Concord grapes right here. They are seeded, so they have seeds in them. There are 10 plants in this row. And this row is actually filled out all the way. As you can see, they're just putting on grapes like nuts. And there might be a lot of tall grass in here, but we did mulch them up good last year. They're putting on a good crop. They will need some attention. Gonna have to mow through here to make it easier to get to the grapes. This is another variety here. I think it's Mars. And here you can see the Japanese beetles doing their work. That's like a good example of their handiwork. You can see right through the leaf. We thought they weren't coming this year, but they just came a little late. Like 4 or 5 different varieties. The Concord and the Bluebell are seeded, and then we have like Mars, Jupiter, some planet names basically. I don't know. We did have a hardy vining kiwi here, and that might be it. It might be gone. Unfortunately, I wasn't here to clean it up in the spring. But, oh, here we go. So this is a vining kiwi. It's winter hardy and basically produces like a grape-sized kiwi. You can eat the skins and everything. It does need a pollinating match, so hopefully, okay, good. There's quite a bit more of it here. thankfully. So one of them did make it, quite hardy indeed. But yeah, whether it's gonna make a crop this year or not, I don't think so. It probably needs a pollinator. But still, pretty cool nonetheless. Can hang out right here with the grapes. Oh yeah. Oh man. Monarch just flew off. Here are some black raspberries and blueberries that we've gathered and dried out in the sun. And we use this net to keep them from, to keep any bugs from getting in there. It's pretty sweet. It's finally gotten to be a dry heat out here. It's been humid lately, and then it dried up nicely by the end of the day here. So these are getting real close. Yeah, that one's like, some of these are crunchy. Blueberries got a ways to go. These black raspberries are done. That's awesome. And then we end up putting these in tea. And of course you can mix them into granola or put them on your cereal, and it's like amazing. Now that we've walked a good bit of the property, you've seen some of what's growing out there. We definitely didn't cover everything, but that's just leaving more for later. Hope you enjoyed your little stroll through the farm. Hope you learned something, and you know, it's like one of the best things about going out and finding these wild foods, or just growing your own food and picking it yourself, is that you can eat it right there. You know, you can eat it within a few hours. You can't eat them all right at once, unless you only take a short walk. But one of the best things about eating them fresh is that all the enzymes are alive in the plant, and it's just, that's the way food is meant to be eaten, especially, you know, plants. So I encourage you to go out, find some black raspberries, find some wild mulberries are really good this time of year. But you know, if they're out of season, just get on the internet. You can find a forum, find some foragers. There's always a staple edible in your area, and you know, if there's not a ton of wild area, then all the more reason to grow a few plants that you like in your own backyard. So I hope you enjoyed yourself. I know I did.